Moderation, feel safe, close. All right, brother. We are live. I don't know if we're going to get anybody, but by gosh, we're going to sit here. I'm going to edit this bad boy. And we're going to sit here and talk Vols. Oh, man.
You know, it's been a good day.
Oh, my gosh, it's been a great day.
I'm excited for this video to come out.
I don't play. Yeah.
I'm excited about this video coming out.
Me too.
It's been a while coming. You know, I'm excited about football season.
Buddy. So, Vol, you know, you and I both are Vol fans, and you cut your teeth in social media and that with calling radio shows. You were telling me a little bit ago you called Swain, and you've even called Bomb.
Well, see, the thing about it is, over the years, you know, radio was our communication. So many times that Dad and I, we'd sit, and he introduced me to the Vols. I mean, I remember going on hunts and coming in to dinner and I turned the radio on and listen to John Ward and see what the game is. And we even took the radios to the tree stands with us and listened to it on, you know, on
a little
headphones.
Yeah.
Done all that and on when Dad got older, you know, the game would be usually just regular TV when we first started. We got 3 games, you know, like on CBS or NBC, you know, all those Fox, I think.
Right. What'd you have? You had what? Notre Dame was on NBC or CBS or something like that.
Well, we would get back then, years ago, we would get probably 3 games, and then the bowl game. And if we, you know, playing Tennessee, Alabama, or playing maybe Auburn was our big rival back then.
Mm-hmm.
And but anyhow, I was thinking as we was doing this with this rifle here, doing a video, you know, and the Vols. I mean, you know, people are like, well, we're volunteers.
Oh, Papa, they can't see your face when you do that.
Let me do that. I'll lay this
No,
down.
you're fine. You can lay it down.
I'll do that right there. But anyhow, you know, back when Texas, before it was a state, and it was in a battle with Mexico.
Yeah. What's this up with this whole who's UT thing?
Yeah, I hear that. You know, Davy Crockett, Sam Houston, all Tennesseans packed up a bunch of volunteers and went down there and gave their life with rifles that they, like I showed today, flintlock.
Right, but still.
But that was used back then, like this one was used back when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
It put meat on the table. It was a single shot. That was a single shot. It was what our country was founded on.
Right.
And we become volunteers because we volunteer to step in and help. Volunteer to fight for somebody's freedom. Volunteer to stand in the gap for someone that needs us.
Absolutely.
So that's heritage for me.
You're right, and that's where the Tennessee Volunteers comes from. Is we did that, and that is our heritage. That is our history. Mm-hmm. And yes, we're talking about a football team and all that, but that's a big deal for people around here. It's not just a football team. It's who their ancestors were, and it's who my ancestors were, and such. So Vols, last year Vols went 11-2 with old Hendon Hooker, and it was second year for Josh Heupel. I will be the first to admit I was not sold on Josh Heupel coming in. I did not believe it, because he was at UCF after Scott Frost had won that, had gone 15-0, and I'm like, well, this guy's just riding the coattails of Scott Frost and blah 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 and all this, and he's come in here, and everyone thinks it's a gimmicky offense. It's really not. What they do is they run the football down your throat, and they run it fast, and as soon as you bring a safety up, boom, they throw it over the top. And yes, it's not like these route concepts are not, you know, world, like, oh my gosh, you know, all that. But it's just, hey, we're gonna do the fundamentals, and we're gonna do them fast, and then he's gonna pop it over the top. Now, Josh Heupel, did he win the Heisman, or did he almost win the Heisman? I can't remember.
I thought he was runner-up.
He was runner-up for the Heisman. So the guy can play football.
I thought he was.
The guy can play football. So he's a quarterback. So my thing is, he knows the offensive game. He knows how to play. He knows how to players, and he knows that. We're not having somebody that hasn't played the game, that hasn't done it, that doesn't know what they're looking at or seeing. And I like that. And he turned Hendon Hooker. I mean, Hendon Hooker's, playing in the NFL. Granted, he's second or third string, but he got drafted. I can't remember, second or third round.
Third round.
He got drafted third round, which, hey, you get drafted in the NFL draft, that's still money. So I'm happy about that. Go ahead.
What you said exactly the way I felt. And you and I didn't talk much then. That was before you and I spent time together. But what you was feeling was the same thing. But reason being, all that we had been through.
Right.
I remember when we won the national championship. And in the 90s, Daddy would tell me, he said, son, enjoy this. We was watching Peyton Manning, he said, and Heath Schuler, and that period of time, he said, enjoy this. This is special. And he got to see a national championship, which I'd hoped that he would be able to see another when he passed away in 2017, early March 10th of 2017. But he didn't get to see what we're seeing now. So there's a lot of people, old Vols like myself, old Vol fans, VFL they call us, but that is, Walmart Tennessee shirts,
Yeah.
We didn't have the money to go downtown and buy. That's the reason people say, how come you use a turkey call? Well, when you didn't have, you did.
Yep.
But there's a lot of people out there. It makes us just as much important as a Vol fan, but our attitude the same way what you're talking about. I mean, because of what we've been through. All the clowns we've been through.
Buddy, and we've been through some clowns.
Clown show.
Just absolute clown shows. My gosh. But you're right. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Well, I feel like, and I'm excited about Josh Heupel.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now I'm just telling you, I do have my reservations about our quarterback.
Okay, so.
And not that I'm going to badmouth him or not. I've just got reservations. And because of what I have seen on film and what I have seen.
I can understand that.
But people talk about, a lot of players say, well, this guy, when he stepped on and played 3 years of college football, when he come, and again, we'd been through a lot of stuff, and he come in and he's new spice bread, and I think of throwing the ball a long way. Jerry, the offensive line, Jerry Lorenzo, whatever his name at Kentucky, could throw it a mile. He was an okay quarterback, but he wasn't
right.
that.
So what we're saying is Joe Milton is being described as everybody is absolutely NFL arm. The dude can do a standing bat flip. Done it. I mean, athletic, just absolute athletic specimen. But we know, how many times have you guys been in high school and the guy that was the most athletic, not necessarily was the best. It was that, you got to have it up here, and I'm not saying he doesn't, but you just got to have that feel for the game. And if he can put it together, now he put it together the second half of the Clemson game real well. He there was a third down that he needed to make, and it was a strike. And then there was a few balls that were like, oh wow, if he can do that consistently, they can do this. But I don't think he's going to be as accurate as Hendon Hooker was. I don't think he's going to be as crunch time as Hendon Hooker was. But if we can have a better running game, and if we can have, when I mean a semblance of a defense, I mean top 50. I'm not talking top 25. I'm not talking top 10. If we can have a top 50 defense, buddy, we could repeat. Now,
before you go there, I want to share something else here. I don't want people misunderstanding what we're saying. Because back when Heath Schuler was there,
okay.
I mean, really, Heath Schuler in this offense would be.
Probably.
I'm talking outstanding. But Heath Schuler, when I seen him, and I was a Heath Schuler fan, and then they drafted or signed Peyton Manning. Well, they also signed a kid named Stewart, I believe was his last name. And I'd watched, and he was a Heath type. He was mobile. He reminded me of Heath. And actually, when he was in the game, he outplayed Peyton and my eyes. And I was, you know, here you're putting somebody. I mean, this clown, he can't even run. You know,
You're saying that against Peyton Manning?
Yes, exactly. Because this is what I've seen.
Right.
And that's what I'm trying to say. I'm not, you know, I had my doubts about Peyton Manning. Okay?
Right.
So I'm not picking this and people going off the deep end on this. I had my reservations about Peyton Manning because I wanted to see, I think the kid's name was Brandon Stewart. I'm going by memory. I think that was his name. But I wanted him. And he ended up, honestly, if you remember, he went to Texas. And in 98, it was because it's only is that computer deal, we was almost going to be left out with an undefeated season. But the team that they was pushing, he beat. If I'm right, these people got to Google and go up there and tell me if I'm right or wrong, because I'm going by memory.
Right.
But I think he won. That was the one that was challenging us to beat. You know, and so that being said, we're fans. You know, and so you know, we know the game, and we know X's and O's.
Right.
And we know because we have watched a lot of film, and I still got videos that Dad and I would take from the Johnny Major show, you know, back then. And
that's 50 years ago.
And go back, you know, look at that. Bill Battle. Bill Battle.
I don't know anything about Bill Battle.
Well, but, you know, Condredge Holloway, man, they call him the Artful Dodger.
See, you got to talk about all those old folks, those older folks, because my generation, I mean, I've just seen a few videos. I don't know a whole lot about it. But I know Condredge was the first black quarterback in the SEC. Is that right? That's pretty cool. And back then, and we're talking, you know, we're talking in an era where, I mean, racism was real. Let's just be honest. It was there and alive and all that. And to have, you know, and to have Tennessee doing that, that's great. Just want to shift gears to this one, and then we'll end it up. What do you think? I mean, what's your way too early prediction for what the Vols will do? And then what we'll actually go through is we can go through the schedule and look through it and see how you feel and all that. But where are you thinking? Just right where's the Steve win test right now on this team? Just by hearing what you've heard.
If my reservations about Milton is wrong, and he is what people say he is, then, and what they say he's going to be, then the sky's the limit. Now, where my concern as a fan, and as bleeding orange, in my opinion only, I don't have all the credentials they say.
Right.
Coached a little high school ball, that kind of stuff. Not, you know, a little bit.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, if we don't have a backup quarterback ready, and in these early games, that I feel like that a test will actually be Virginia.
Okay.
I think it will be, because I think there'll be a lot of hype. You can have too much hype.
Yeah, absolutely.
And,
there's a lot of hype with Tennessee right now.
Yeah, well, we got here in this local town, we had a group of kids that won and went to the Dixie League or Dixie Youth World Series in the 8-9-year-old, I think. And they went, and they, amazing. But they took them here, they took them there, they put them here, they put them there. And when they got there, what they did good, they did, and they got beat by teams they would have normally would have won.
Right. We call it getting the big head.
Well, yeah. And that's what I'm trying to say is, when, especially in this time frame, and we can read, you know, we've got so much social media out there. I think Saban called it rat poison.
Saban's not wrong on that one.
Well, but again, that being said, if he struggles, then the question comes about.
Do you put Nico in?
Well, he's a freshman. Now, I know that I hear the experts say, oh, that was just an orange and white game. But I've heard that say back same time when Josh Hobbs.
Josh Dobbs, yeah.
Yeah, Josh Dobbs was there. And they said, well, he outplayed them all. He was throwing against the receivers.
He was throwing against the third team. We've heard it all.
All that, but you got to throw and catch. You got to do the fundamental things. But the kid has been in the system a few times. Making the tough decisions is tough. And the coaches, what they make, do they make it the best? What if? Everybody's got Nico this, Nico this, Nico this. He's freshman. Had a lot of hype, same way, went toward him.
Right.
But I'm just saying, if something happened right out of the chute, I don't know. I mean,
right.
But I'm just taking, as Will Rogers says, all I know is what I read in the paper. What I see and what I look at. But making the right decision at the right time, the quarterback the coach putting the right one in place. Because if a guy's struggling, number one, he's a 6 year.
Yeah,
And
that's always been your thing with him. He's a 6 year senior.
Well, he is. And he shouldn't have these struggles.
I don't know. I don't think he will. I think he's putting it together this year.
If he does, if he doesn't, and you try to stay with him through the time frame that you need to have somebody really in there,
What do you think?
then and you stay with him too long, you shouldn't have to stay with the man that's 6 years in.
What do you think? What's the? Give me a number. Give us a number.
Right now, I'm gonna say 8 to 9.
8 to 9 wins if he struggles.
8 to 9 wins if he struggles.
And then sky's the limit if he doesn't. There you
go.
go.
That's why I think if we are what we think we are, I know our defense is gonna get better.
Right.
And that's the reason I'm so excited of seeing the first game.
Same. So when's the first game? Is it? I can't remember when.
It's on Thursday night.
Thursday night at what time? Do you know?
It'll be 7 o'clock, I'm sure.
7 o'clock Thursday night. So
it'll be in Nashville.
We'll try. It'll be in Nashville. What I might try to do is we might come on afterwards and do a little YouTube live, talk about the game, see what we can do, and just see what we can do. But guys, thank you for tuning in. You heard it here first. TMan signing out.